here, Mike.
Yeah, I think for a lot of people, the competition is always fun, but you know, it's about getting better with a group of people and just having a good time, really.
And so we are still 3 sets underway, waiting for this 4th one to begin tonight between Boo and Gun Squad, which has looked to be a pretty even fight with a little bit of an advantage going towards Gun Squad. Let's see what type of adjustments Boo makes going into this 4th round. Have a timer yet.
I think if Boo could just, you know, get out that extra range pressure from their Necros and their Ellies, and then push in with that, I think they could take a couple of these rounds, I mean, pretty easily. It just seems like their melee is just going in and nothing's getting done. And when they're going back for a regroup, GS is catching, you know, 1 or 2 people out of position. And they're not getting that range pressure that needs to be there.
And we do have 30 seconds now. We do have word on the timer. It's going to be at 8:30. So we have about 20, 23, 22 seconds and counting before this 4th set is underway. It's going to be interesting to see the type of engage that Boo goes for, or if they're just going to let that Elementalist ride the lightning up and static on their Veil and pop an early stability from the melee train of Boo. See if they can avoid that this time. But my guess is, worked in the past, they're not going to change anything for them. Boo right now, at least. I don't see them making that adjustment. And here's the Ride the Lightning. The static does get caught, but the melee train for the most part gets out of the way, so that is a stability up. But we do have the clash now from Gun Squad. We have the immobilized Zealot's Embrace followed by the Mighty Blows. That's a big clash by Gun Squad. And we do have a Boo down over on the towards where the engage was. That's a Necromancer down from Boo. So that's 1 out early from Boo, 1 less caster that Gun Squad has to worry about. That's another one, a Guardian down for Boo, and he's gonna get hard res, and he's gonna go straight back down. And that was their driver, actually. So there's still a second, 2 more down for Boo. They're gonna have to regroup and play very loosely if they want to have a chance in this and try to get some type of down. But they might have actually just called that as some of the Boo players just kind of... Actually, no, they did Veil. They did regroup. So there's still 2 down. They're going to hard res one of their Rangers over there for Boo, while Gun Squad contains or secures one of the other downs over there on the west side. There's still 1 down for Boo in the middle. This round clearly in favor of Gun Squad, who had a massive bomb on the engage, got a Necromancer down, and this round is still going, but it's clearly out of range for Boo right now, as they're down their driver and a slew of melee and gank. So Gun Squad's just gonna mop this up. Hearing some downs here on the north side right now, as that round now is called, and that round's gonna go in favor of Gun Squad, making it 3-1 now, and 1 round away from taking the win on tonight. Boo taking the brunt of a massive Zealot's Embrace Mighty Blow engage right there, costs him a Necro. Necro doesn't get up. He gets all the way out on the very first push, and then Gun Squad Necromancers take out the driver and another melee player on the second push. So that's a big engage by Gun Squad. You see them using their aggression and timing a melee bomb, and then a second Hammer Anvil tactic, followed by the range pressure and a range bomb when the melee clashed. So that was a good job by Gun Squad. Boo's definitely going to have to change something up if they're going to want to turn this series around and win tonight's matchup, which means they have to win the next 1 plus 3. Next 3.
Do we not only need to buy you an alarm clock, but also a pocket calculator, Drigan?
You know, that's pretty good. I did math while shellcasting. In my book, that's multitasking.
I think I'm going to have to agree with the chat. I think that early static just won it for GS right there. Boo didn't really have the time to regroup by the time GS was on top of him. I think with the Ellie coming up like that out of stealth, it really puts it upon Boo's gank to go up and kill that Ellie right away and just instigate him before he can even put the static down. And at that point, instead of it putting it in GS's favor, it highly puts it in Boo's favor, which they can snowball.
And the next round is actually starting at 2:00, so we have 3 minutes waiting for some of the War Banner cooldowns from probably Boo side. I didn't really see anyone going down from Gun Squad during that round. But yeah, if you're Boo, you're going to be telling your Necromancers, you know, put out a Mark 5. Why don't you put out a Mark 5 onto their caster? Maybe someone used your Death Shroud 3. Probably not the best idea. I'd definitely use the Mark. But even an Elementalist can just put a wall up, put something up to stop that Elementalist from getting a free release and that free static every single round. One thing, was that a veil that we saw? It was the late veil from Boo, correct? I'm sorry. That was my mistake. It was a late veil from Boo, and Gun Squad came out of stealth onto that. So for a second I thought maybe Gun Squad added a Mesmer. But that's not the case.
So Drigan, as kind of one of the old school vets in the scene, does the kind of hammer staff play bring you back a little bit? Because we haven't seen this in quite a few months, actually. What do you think would kind of other teams be looking for to be countering this?
Yeah, definitely. I love hammer staff play. It's very strong on the melee train, and it's something that you don't see anymore. You used to see in 15 vs 15s, you used to see 6 Guardians kind of consistently from Elder Guilds. Hope, definitely. We had a lot of Guardians that we would use, but I would never actually do 15 vs 15 with less than 6 Guardians. There's one time I did it with 5, a couple times I tried it with 4, didn't like it, wasn't my style. My style is definitely melee heavy, and I think Gun Squad right now is managing to do hammer staff with, they still have 4 Guardians, is that correct?
It's what it looks like.
I think they still have 4 Guardians, so they're using them pretty effectively right there, especially at the engage right there. A little bit of an NS style. It's very synced up on the melee turn right there, as you saw pretty much all these Zealots Embrace coming out. That's the Hammer 3, followed by the Hammer 2, which is a 1.75 multiplier on your skill coefficient, meaning that does lots of damage right there. Probably the biggest damage skill on the melee train, minus maybe a final thrust under 50%. But that's getting into technicalities. Anyways, it was a very good job by Gun Squad, using it very coordinated, and Boo's gonna have to change something up to stop letting them have a free release. Maybe get an early static out there, put it blind, do something, maybe blast stealth as well. Drop one of the Rangers or the Mesmers and add a second Thief so you can kind of add stealth the same way. We do have 20 seconds now before this round starts. Score right now. Gun Squad 3, Boo 1.
I think there's a pause. A troll put the Boo players in combat. The next round's starting at 1.
Alright, so we have an extra 60 seconds to kind of predict exactly what's going to happen this round. And I really haven't seen any substitutes over here on the north side for Boo. So looks like they're going with their comp. They've won 1 round with it. Maybe they think that it's all playstyle issues. But in my opinion, when you're going into a GvG, there's 3 things that make your team. You have your builds, obviously the builds that everyone's using. Then you have the composition, exactly how many Guardians, melee, casters, gank, how many of those you have. Then the third thing is playstyle. A lot of times, guilds rely on playstyle as the only change. And sometimes it does. Sometimes you play a different playstyle and it works. But a lot of times you got to change your composition, and I think Boo is at that point right now where they need to start thinking about adding in some different classes. And we do have a Shadow Refuge going off for Boo. Some empowers by Gun Squad, blasting stealth, typical. Boo, like they're kind of just hanging back. They do empower a little bit, but they're just waiting for the stealth to get finished from Gun Squad. But Gun Squad getting another good engage, and they're pushing up to the north. Boo kind of managed to get out of that. A little bit of counter bomb, but not too much. It looks like they still might have their wells up, but Boo's gonna have to pull back for a little bit of regroup as they kind of went too close to the casters, making it too easy for the Gun Squad casters to land a little bit of some of their damage. Boo now with an empower and a full regroup, interrupted there by a good Earth LE4 and they're going to interrupt one, and they do lose a couple. So that was a fantastic Earth 4 by one of the Gun Squad Elementalists that just opens that up. However, one of the Gun Squad Guardians is down. There's 3 down right now, 3 down players. One of the banners goes off from both sides, so all of those players get up. It's still a 15 versus 15 at this point. Gun Squad going back for a regroup on the south. Boo looking towards the Gun Squad gank, kind of pressuring. That's another good static there by the Gun Squad Elementalists. It seems like they can catch Boo off stability every single time they cast one of their CC skills. Now there's a bit of separation now, a little bit of one spam coming out from Gun Squad, not so much from Boo, a little bit less aggressive on Boo's side again. Mesmer's kind of doing as much as he can for the spatial surge, but it looks like they might have made the composition change as Gun Squad is shy to push in. Now the Zealots embrace and the mighty blows come out from Gun Squad, and they don't catch anything, but one does go down in the back. That's a Guardian for Boo, and a second one down, but the Guardian, he's going to get cleaved out all the way as Boo is unable to res him. So it's a 14 versus 15 down. I don't think either side has any banners left. They could have one down for Gun Squad, and that's a Thief that's going to get hard res for Gun Squad. Lich comes out from Gun Squad. Lich is already out for Boo. One's down on the north side for Boo. That's a Thief. He's going to get hard res all the way up and kind of sit back, hopefully get some regroups, but that Thief goes down again. And the Mesmer down for Boo. So now Boo is gankless. Gun Squad pushing up to the north as much as they can. Boo still does have a Ranger, but Gun Squad's definitely in control of this. Boo's not really able to create many downs as another one, Necromancer down for Boo, and to the south of that, a Guardian is cleaved out. So the Necromancer is going to get cleaved out up to the north. It looks like actually he's going to try to get hard vest while the Ranger for Boo is down on the south. Boo is all over the place. They got downs on the north, they got downs on the south. Gun Squad in control of this match. They're going to take this round and the win tonight. 4-1 right now, and there's 2 rounds left to play, but Gun Squad clearly in favor, clearly going to win this. Just clean up now as they're going to pull off to the south as Caliburn called that match. Now making it 4-1 tonight on the set. 2 rounds to play.
I think one big change that Boo could definitely utilize is I haven't really been seeing too many walls of reflex from them, and I don't actually know if I've seen any from them. Pretty much all of them being from GS, and in a hammer versus hammer kind of engagement like this, those can really turn your fights because suddenly they're expecting to have a bunch of emote targets in front of them that they're just mighty blowing onto, and then all of a sudden they're all reflected back onto you, and you're about to be getting engaged on by the enemy train. So getting those reflex on in the melee can really have a huge effect, and I would like to see Boo try to add those onto their Guardians.
I will say one thing I definitely noticed that round is the ability of the Gun Squad Elementalists to completely disrupt the melee train from Boo. I saw it right there, and it secured the very first downs of the match with a solid earth wall from one of the Gun Squad Elementalists onto the Boo stack while they were empowering, and that just set up the Zealots Embrace Mighty Blow engage perfectly. And then I saw it again just a couple seconds later after stability had worn out, a good static from one of the Gun Squad Elementalists onto the Boo melee train, giving them no time to regroup, no real relief from the battle to get their HP back up. And I think one of the telling factors is the fact that they're able to do that. If with the Elementalists from Gun Squad able to do that, it kind of shows you maybe the lack of pressure that they're taking from the gank of Boo. And we are just waiting on this 5th round to begin.
Yeah, and even with the reflect walls, not just for the emobes too, but they're really important to put up against the liches because it stalls out the lich, or it'll force the lich to reposition, and that's really important. Like, even if you're not against a comp that runs hammers, those reflect walls and the positioning and timing of them become really important mid GvG.
Yeah, we see them getting run by pretty much almost every guild, running at least 1 or 2 of them just for that ranged pressure, but in these hammer comps I think it's especially important to have them.
And this round is going to be starting at 9-0-0, and I don't think I mentioned it earlier tonight, but this is a red on red matchup for me, meaning both sides are red. When either side goes invis, I cannot see it, and when I try to click on one of the players that's down, it's very hard for me to do so. So I apologize for kind of the bad and delay at calling out what class is down and when. So it's something I'm still trying to click and work on. But it's a red on red matchup, so it's not quite up to par. We do have a minute 30 seconds now before this 6th set. is actually underway with the score right now 4-1 in favor of Gun Squad.